Yo, 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 yo. What's good? You might be wondering who I am. You could say that I am a basketball knower, kind of. A basketball player, not really. More importantly, you could say that I am a basketball enjoyer. Sean just enjoy hoops. That's what I love. I love the game. And I will say, y'all see the title of the video. I am a Thunder fan. And I do believe that we could win the championship. Are we contenders? The real question is, who are we going to lose to? Because look, we have a perennial, and I say perennial, MVP candidate. You know, last year he came second place. The year before he came fifth. And we were just a playing team. You know, his major flaw in his game is that he doesn't have a three-point shot. He isn't the greatest playmaker. He ain't a Luka playmaker. He ain't a Jokic playmaker. But he is a above average playmaker. But his lacking skill set is the three. That's the thing that he's lacking. And from what I'm getting from this preseason, and especially the preseason that just happened, that jumper boy, boy, that MVP's coming our way to Oklahoma again. You know, it looks smoother. It's quicker. He's catching off the catch and shoot. And don't get me started about J-Dub, too. Don't get me started about the most efficient second-year player of all time, I think. Don't quote me. Again, I'm a basketball enjoyer. You got the internet. Look that up. Look. If Shea has that three ball down, who could really stop him? His mid-range game, you know, I always say this, and people look at me crazy when I say this, but we compare Anthony Edwards to Michael Jordan because of the aura and the plays that he had, but it's really the way that he talks. I actually believe that Anthony Edwards, and this will be in a future video, is more of is in the lineage of Dwayne Wade's, of shooting guards. The way that he plays is more like Dwayne Wade's more than Michael Jordan. A player that I think plays like Michael Jordan, hey, you could call this glaze or no glaze. Shea plays like Michael Jordan more than anything. If you mix Ant and Shea, you get Michael Jordan. You get Ant's athleticism and Shea's skill set wise. He isn't the greatest three-point shooter. Michael Jordan isn't either, but he's a killer from the mid-range. He's a killer from finishing wise. Shea just doesn't have the airness, but he does have smoothness. I will give him that. And his game is amazing. One of my favorites to go ahead and watch. But let's get to Jalen Williams. You know, J-Dub. He is amazing. For a third-year player to be playing the way that he's playing, to play like a veteran. You know, I've been seeing this R.J. Barrett, Jalen Williams type of graphic. You know, we hype up J-Dub stats. But R.J. Barrett averages the same thing. And they're the same age. Look, R.J. Barrett, I loved his game coming out of Duke. He does not have the same poise as Jalen Williams. He does not have the same poise. Nor does he have the same jump. Honestly, I don't even think they have the same potential no more. J-Dub himself, as this player right here, is better than R.J. Barrett. Maybe. And let me stop hating for real, because I do think he's going to be nice for the Raptors. But J-Dub's game is all around. He defends. He's going to defend your best or second best player, because if we didn't have Lou, he would be there. He will be able to shoot the three ball and play make. That's such an underrated thing. He's really our best playmaker on the team, if we're going to be honest. I expect him to take a nice jump. And that three ball, don't get me started, y'all. Please don't get me started, y'all. Look, I think we could be contenders. Well, no, I know we are contenders. Championship is the jump. That's what I'm kind of curious about. Are we a bit too early? People I've been hearing is not, we have the highest expectations, so we have the highest to lose. We're still one of the youngest NBA teams in the league. This is only our second year and our first year really having expectations. Last year, people were literally barely putting us in the playoffs. And I made a joke about with my friend Caleb in the beginning of last season. You know, I've always have high hopes for my teams and everything. I thought we could at most I believe we could have been the 1 seed. Delusional. Hey, delusion works sometime. But realistically, I could have seen us be 6. But I made the joke that said if we were the 1 seed, Shea should have won MVP. Shea should win MVP. To bring this team to the 1 seed, yes, indeed. And the fact that we actually did so and surprised everybody is amazing. Now, we have those expectations now. We made the signings of Caruso and Hartenstein. We brought back all of our key pieces in our bench with Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins on very amazing deals, and I think that was such an underrated offseason move by us, that we was able to bring back our players on such cheap deals, because we know that we have 3 players, and I guess 2 players in terms of Dub and Chet that's going to have to get paid soon. And we'll talk about Chet in a moment, because I think actually he is the most important piece to this whole entire team. But I'll get into that a little bit later. The fact that we brought them on such cheap deals is amazing, because it let us have the flexibility to go ahead and be able to extend those players, to be able to get Isaiah Hartenstein, to be able to go ahead and make the Caruso deal, even though the Caruso deal was going to happen still. And don't get me started on Caruso. If Caruso still shoots the same percentage 3 that he shot in Chicago, oh my goodness, it's over. If Luke continues, it's over. There is no way so much good could happen, right? Am I just being, after that Dame shot that had went ahead and had happened all the way back in 2019, and I remember in school I was getting clowned, Russ don't got it. Did Russ let you down? PG this, PG that. Hey, the Blazers went ahead and sent this team into a rebuild. The Blazers this, that, and the third. Where the Blazers at now? Hey, y'all. One of the craziest shots from Dame. I enjoy that. But come on, man. He ain't just in our franchise. He actually went ahead and actually gave us a new start. I appreciate you, Dame. Thank you so much. Now, look. So much good is here. Something bad has to happen. And I won't say something bad, because that might be a pessimistic mindset, but last year was pretty healthy. Chet played all 82. Shea pretty much played. He played around 70-ish. I won't lie to you. I don't have the numbers on top of my head. But he played, a very decent amount of games until the end of the season. Dub played a lot of the games. We didn't have too many injuries. And just like the Kings from 2 years ago, who whenever they made their leap, they weren't very healthy. The next season after, injuries had happened, and they had eventually had fallen. And I hope and pray that we could be a healthy team. But sometimes the basketball gods ain't on our side. We seen it before happen. KD's injuries, Russ injuries in the playoffs. Those things happen to us, sadly. I bet your favorite team I know has a moment whenever a player had gotten injured in a pivotal season, in terms of just you don't want to see nobody get injured, but on top of that, you might be contending for something. But other than injuries, something that I think is more realistic is actually a Chet sophomore slump. I will say this preseason he isn't looking the greatest. But preseason isn't everything, even though I just based my Shea 3-point love from preseason. But, it's not unrealistic for sophomores to go on a slump. Chet had a phenomenal rookie season. If it wasn't for Wemby, he would more than likely have been Rookie of the Year. If he was in his actual draft class, he more than likely would have won Rookie of the Year. He had played phenomenal, and I said this before the season had started beforehand. Last season, Chet is the key to this team. If Chet plays amazing, the floor is open up for our star player. And I don't think Chet 3-point shooting is going to disappear. But if he isn't as lethal from the 3 that he was last season, then the floor is slightly more congested. And I do believe, he brings so much more than just shooting. His shot blocking, his self-creation, his to an extent, his presence, you could say, on the court is phenomenal. It really helps compared to all the other centers that we have had during our rebuild. But a sophomore slump, progression isn't linear. It's not linear. Players could stop, players could regress, but players could also progress. It's not 2K. Y'all, watch the game. 2K isn't everything. 2K isn't real hooks, but hey, man, we might get into another video for that too. It's only the first episode. He has a lot more on his plate this season. A lot more on his plate this season. You know, he has to play the 5, but now he gets to play the 4, which is easier. He's not the strongest player, but he has put some muscle on. You know, I just hope that I hope he just doesn't have a sophomore slump, and I have the highest expectations for him because he could be phenomenal. He could really be phenomenal, and I think he's the key piece to this contending team. Our problem last year was rebounding. We lost to the Mavs because of PJ Washington wanting to hit. He wanted to become literally Al Horford from the corner when this man, I ain't never seen him. And I love PJ Washington. Loved him out of Kentucky. I ain't never seen him shoot like that from the corner. He had to go ahead and do so. But other than that, let me take the saltiness out. We couldn't get rebounds. Rebounds killed us. Rebounds was really crucial. We brought in Isaiah Hartenstein to go ahead and clean that up. That's so beautiful. The Isaiah Hartenstein signing is amazing, and it looks, I had not doubt, but I'm like, I hope this works. Like, I hope this isn't a signing and it's like, oh, it's too good to be true. No, it looks good. I won't lie, it looks good. It doesn't look like it's one of those like, we gonna regret this type of signing. Like, are we biting a little bit too hard on what he did in the playoffs and what he did in New York? No, he actually does look like he's gonna be a pivotal moment, and the stats backed it up too. His plus minus is crazy again. I don't have the stats here, but hey, they might be right here. Look, I think Chet is the key to this team. We have the bench pieces. Cason Wallace, second-year player, is Drew Holiday. He's just a really raw Drew Holiday. Give Queso about 2 more years. Queso already defensively is amazing. He's a menace, and he can shoot the 3 ball. Come on. Hold up. Come on. He keeps it tucked on him. Aaron Wiggins is a brother. That brother say basketball. You need to, if y'all don't know, y'all need to know. He's going to be the best A Wiggins. He already is the best A Wiggins, but he's about to put it on a bigger display because we're going to be more on national TV. Aaron Wiggins is a dog, and I'm so glad that we signed him back. And I don't want him to leave Oklahoma. We then have Jay Will as a backup center. Jay Will, phenomenal. Hey man, he keeps the team together. Everyone needs a hype man and everything. And on top of that, he's a nice 4-5. He's a nice 4-5. When he was playing with Chet, it was pretty good. Isaiah Joe, amazing shooter. Isaiah Joe is one of the best 3-point shooters. Surprisingly, is not in the 3-point contest. Hey, NBA, put that man in the 3-point contest this year if he's shooting like he did last year. We have all the pieces on the bench that we need. We have the star player that I'm going to be hoping that is MVP, and I think just because his stats is just going to be, his play is going to be way different, especially with the 3-ball. We have a co-star in J-Dub. Chet is the missing piece. I think Chet is the most important piece to this team, and I'm really hoping that he could go ahead and at least replicate. He doesn't even need to, as long as he could replicate what he did rookie season, I think we'll be good. That's all I'm to an extent hoping for. I'm hoping for progression, obviously, but again, what he did last year was phenomenal. What he did last year was amazing. We got to stop taking things for granted. It just from things, again, I'll talk about this in another video too. The NBA, and I guess you could just say society, but we just move around too fast now that we could see all the highlights. Like, these players are not just, something happens, boom, next night another thing happens. We already forget what happened last night. As NBA fans, we're getting attention span of goldfish. We're getting memories of goldfish. We need to really appreciate the game more, because at any moment it could always be taken away from these players. But all I'm gonna say is, are we championship contenders? Let me know in the comment section below. I appreciate you for watching this video. If you made it this far, there's some part that you'd enjoy, and I love you for that. Thank you so much. This is the first episode. Are the Thunder championship contenders? Indeed, that's what I say. But I'm biased. I'm a biased Thunder fan. I'll be honest. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.